So, it looks like Google is getting ready to remove one of the strangest features ever introduced on a smartphone. And honestly, I can't tell if that feels disappointing or a bit of a relief. Because according to recent leaks, the upcoming Pixel 11 Pro could entirely drop the temperature sensor that Google originally introduced with the Pixel 8 Pro lineup. Yeah, the feature that once let users point their phone at objects like a sci-fi thermometer, even scanning body temperature later through software updates reportedly as well now. Yep, the feature that let you point your phone at random objects like sci-fi thermometer. And remember when Google later updated it so you could scan forehead using phone? Yeah, that happened. But here's the funny bit. Google might actually replace it with something far more interesting. A completely new feature reportedly named Pixel Glow. And if these leaks are accurate, Pixel 11 could look different from previous Pixels. So let's break everything down and talk about what is really going on here. Now, if you look back at the Pixel 8 Pro, the temperature sensor always felt like one of those features that sounded cool in a keynote presentation. But then you forgot it even existed after like 3 days. Sure, it was unique. Sure, it made headlines. But realistically, how many people were actually checking the temperature of their coffee table at 2 a.m.? And apparently, Google was wondering the same thing, because reports say the company even sent out surveys asking users whether they actually use the feature, which is usually never a good sign. Now, the reason people think it's disappearing comes from newer Pixel 11 Pro leaks. The camera bar design supposedly looks different this time, with only a single visible cutout instead of the multiple openings we've seen on previous Pro models. And naturally, people started asking, wait, where did the temperature sensor go? Well, it may have been sacrificed for this new Pixel Glow system. And honestly, this sounds way more exciting. According to discoveries found inside Android 17 Beta 4, Google is apparently working on a new rear lighting system designed for notifications, calls, and even AI interactions. So imagine your phone is lying face down on a desk. Instead of buzzing aggressively across the table like every other smartphone on Earth, the back of the Pixel could light up with subtle glowing patterns to tell you what's happened. Maybe one color for calls, another for messages, special effects when Gemini responds, potentially even custom lighting for favorite contacts. And suddenly, this starts sounding very familiar, because yes, people are already comparing it to the glyph interface on Nothing phones. But Google's version sounds a lot more minimal and polished. Less gaming phone, RGB, and more smart ambient light, at least hopefully. Now, here's where things get really interesting. The Android 17 code reportedly mentions that the feature requires actual hardware lighting components, meaning this probably can't be done through software tricks alone. So Google may actually be adding physical LEDs inside the Pixel camera bar, which honestly makes a ton of sense. The Pixel camera bar is already iconic. Even from across a room, you instantly know it's a Pixel. So turning that into an interactive notification system is actually a pretty clever move. And let's be real, smartphones desperately need more personality right now, because every phone has basically become flat edges, titanium, AI, wallpapers, and a camera island the size of content. That's it. So if Google can make the Pixel instantly recognizable, not just visually, but dynamically with lighting effects, that could genuinely help the Pixel stand out again. Especially since leaks suggest the Pixel 11 series may also bring a bunch of other hardware upgrades too. We're talking a new Tensor G6 chip, a MediaTek M90 modem, brighter OLED displays, better cameras, slimmer bezels, and a redesigned camera bar overall. And apparently, Google could launch the phones around August 2026. Now, obviously, none of this is officially confirmed yet. These are still leaks pulled from beta software and early reports, so Google could easily change things before launch. But honestly, I kind of hope this one is real, because removing the temperature sensor feels like Google finally admitting, okay, maybe that wasn't the future, and replacing it with something that actually changes how you interact with notifications every single day. That feels way smarter. The bigger question is whether Google can make it useful without turning the Pixel into a mini nightclub every time someone texts you. Because there's a very fine line between premium futuristic glow and cheap RGB gaming accessory. But if anyone can pull off subtle, clean, software-driven hardware features, it's probably Google. So now I want to know what you think. Would you actually use something like Pixel Glow? Or do you think this is just another gimmick that people will forget about in a week? Drop your thoughts below, because honestly, this could either become one of the coolest Pixel features in years, or one of the weirdest. And with Google, it's usually both. Anyway, thanks for so much watching, guys. See you next time.